right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, fellow Pandemonium travelers, this is Seattle Pandemonium Shutdown Day 121 by my count. It's Monday. We just had 4th of July. It's now, the 6th of July, I guess. It was kind of a fun weekend, I'm not gonna lie. It was, kind of did like a half barbecue kind of a thing. Let off a couple of fireworks. It was fun. What has transpired since Friday? Well, like on Fridays, I've been doing like a little bit of a Friday night drive around tour to show how dead the city is on a Friday night in the places that normally would be happening spots with lots of hep cats and in crowd, you know what I mean? And it's usually dead. It's deader than hell. It's sort of frightening, actually. This last Friday, I did not. I mean, the week before, I went and drove around the perimeter of the CHOP. The CHOP kind of got disbanded last week. But Friday, I did not drive around and show you guys what's going on because I was tired because it was a long week. And, yeah. So, what happened over the weekend? Well, a couple of protesters were run over on the freeway because they were blocking the freeway, and this guy who was like a DoorDash courier food delivery guy somehow went down an off ramp, went up an off ramp and got on the freeway going south on I-5, and there were some vehicles sort of screening the protesters, and they went around the vehicles, and then blam, there's a crowd of people, and he ran two of them over, two of them women, apparently one named Summer, who has since expired, I believe, and the other was called Love. Name is Love, so Summer of Love that the mayor announced a while ago is now, yeah. So simulation's breaking down. I mean, the young woman lost her life, and then the other one is still in critical, as I believe, and then the driver is from Somalia or Eritrea or something like that. Ethiopia is an East African guy, and the reporting, of course, the early reporting on it is stupid nonsense that's full of loaded garbage. And, it was a right-wing terrorist attack. No, it's this dude trying to drive and go deliver food and didn't realize what he was getting caught up in and ran these people over, and oh boy, if you see the video, oh boy, did he run them over. Yeah, and Kanye West announced he's running for president because it's 2020, so why not? And we continue with, I don't know, I guess racial tensions in general is the idea. I mean, it's police and I don't know what to tell people. It's like, again, like, I've been saying this for a while now. It's just like everybody needs to give each other a little bit of a break, okay? We have all of us have been under a bizarre, unprecedented level of tension and stress for a half a goddamn year at this point. 6 months at least of the worst news ever, basically every day for the last 6 months. Like, it's just horrible. And I've said this about myself, that my day-to-day life hasn't actually changed that much because my job was considered essential. I go to work. I'm actually working less than I did before all this happened. But I know I'm watching the world and our country and my city, Seattle, just descend into complete bedlam and chaos, and no one really knows what's going to happen, but we all know it's not good, right? And we're all freaking out about it at various levels, right? Like, if you're not freaking out about something, you haven't been paying attention. So, take our normal, what would you call it? Our normal dysfunctions, the things that are wrong with America, the things that are wrong with our people, and then take those little flashpoints that we used to have that would be weird, someone having a public tantrum of some kind, and multiply that by like 10, and that's how everybody's feeling right now. It's something like that, right? Do you remember the guy at the vape shop? The customer came in and he had the MAGA hat, like the Make America Great Again hat on, and the guy behind the counter, the sales rep guy, didn't want to sell him stuff and was freaking out, shrieking at him about how his hat was racist and Trump is racist and I'm not gonna sell stuff to a racist. And the guy's just like, look, dude, just give me what I want. Just, here's my money. I'm gonna buy that one right there. Just sell it to me and this is over. And the guy was fired for being a spaz and freaking out and calling this guy a racist when he's just a dude with a MAGA hat. That doesn't necessarily mean anything. But that kind of scenario, that encounter, but times 10, because everybody is freaking out. It's like this lady in Michigan that she pulled this gun out on this lady who was blocking her from like leaving her parking spot or whatever. I'm not saying that that's a reasonable thing to do. I'm just saying that, well, yeah, eventually people would do things like that. And it's like everybody has become far less rational, okay? Everyone is less patient, they're less rational, everybody's on edge, and it's going to end in very bad things because this is all very complicated, and a lot of us, we really have never dealt with things this intensely before. In issues this intense, situation, like at the national scale, never mind local scale, like just national scale, there's all this tension. We haven't really dealt with this before. We went through the 92 riots. I vaguely remember them as a child, but like it's just not the same now because we have social media and we have like more videos of more bad behavior by everybody, and it's just driving people a little bit crazy. So yes, Kanye West running for president is like on brand for 2020, right? But the de-escalation issue, and this is something like someone tried to cancel me like a week ago, like in real life. Like they tried to get me canceled. Luckily, I had reasonable people having my back and being like, no, this is not some big issue. This is one person kind of being a dick, and we know Kyle. Like, this is what's going on is completely not. It's being framed one way, but it's really not what's going on. It's just somebody having a tantrum again. So people are going to have tantrums, and we have to learn how to handle these public tantrums the right way, because they might be right. There might be some injustice going on, but at the same time, you get internet hate mobs full of people watching videos out of context and then complaining about somebody when they don't really care. They're not going to care tomorrow. They're not going to care next week. They're just trying to be on the right side of some, momentary conflict. And I understand how this sounds, but some of you listening to this know exactly what I'm talking about. You do this, okay? And you can have left-wing hate mobs, you can have right-wing hate mobs. Everybody does it. Everybody excuses their behavior when they do it. They say, oh, well, the other guys do it. That doesn't make it okay, but at the same time, if those are the weapons, if those are the tools, then those are the tools and the weapons you use. Because this is what we live in now, is apparently we ostracize people from society because a 30-second video clip of them goes global, of them saying the wrong thing or doing the wrong thing, and then you get them fired from their job, because you want their children to live in poverty, I guess, and lose their health coverage. Like, this is what happens when you do that, okay? So this is the cancel culture era, where we cancel people from, I guess, polite society, but then pretend that they don't exist anymore, but they do, and now they hate you, and they probably hate everyone associated with you, and you don't actually change their behavior to what you want. They just hate you now, and hate whatever you're associated with more, because they will also be told that they did nothing wrong. So, Michigan parking lot lady. Was that the right thing to do? I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm not a pregnant woman having somebody threaten my physical safety. Pulling a gun out on somebody, not an ideal situation. Should she have, and apparently her husband has been fired and they've been arrested and all this stuff. I don't know if that's the right thing to do. I don't know if they should be arrested. I think that woman was threatening them and did try to sort of stop them from leaving. But that's my perspective, and then you might get mad and try to cancel me for saying that. But I don't know, right? I'm just throwing out ideas here, just thinking out loud, walking through complex problems. If you've arrived at some grand moral conclusion that you think justifies trying to get somebody fired from their job, well, then I'd like to hear what your perspective is, that it's that clear, that it's that clear cut, and that you're correct. I'd like to hear that, because otherwise you're just wrong and an asshole trying to get people fired, and you think that your take is correct. Now, obviously, I can't hear your feedback on this video, but I look forward in the comment section. I mean, I'm open to comments. I don't block comments. I tend to reply to a lot of them anyway. Look, again, I feel like everybody needs to back the fuck up. Just give everybody else a little bit of a break, because we've all just we've been through so much the last 6 months, guys. Do you understand, like, how crazy everything has become the last 6 months? And then never mind that, like, some of us are in a harder spot than others, but, like, also all of our normal problems, also got wrapped in the hardest stuff you've ever done. I mean, going to the grocery store is harder than it used to be. Never mind all of our harder problems, our student loan debt and all these other issues. Guys, we're getting crushed by all of these various stresses, and clearly everyone is losing their minds. Like, clearly everyone is coming unglued and they're treating each other like garbage. Okay? Now, I understand that we have issues and we sometimes have conflicts, but I'm appealing to you. I'm asking you to try to be nicer to everyone right now. Like, I know right now is the worst time to ask that, but, like, try to be patient with other people. Everybody is so stressed out. Like, we've never seen this level of stress before. Not during the Great Recession, not even after 9/11, not, during the Iraq War, Afghanistan War. None of these things, Occupy, none of these things have compared to the amount of stress everybody has been under, and the fear. Oh man, the fear. Like, everybody is so frightened of everything right now. And it's summertime. Everyone should try to get out, get some sunshine, relax a little bit, but give each other a break, okay? I'm saying that if you see somebody having a freak out, give them a little bit of a benefit of the doubt that they are just freaking out, and as long as they're not punching people or something, we're all at a breaking point, okay? We're all in a really hard spot, and I'm asking you to try in your day-to-day life to give other people a little bit of a break, okay? Give them a little slack. Everybody's freaking out, okay? Maybe if I repeat myself again, it will actually change something in the world. Anyways, don't block the freeway and you won't get run over. Kanye's not going to become president, I don't think, but he can run, and it's 2020, so why not? And everybody's under an immense amount of stress right now, so try your best to give people a little bit of slack, okay? There's a couple bullet points from me. All right, that's enough for me for one day. Bye.